Hi, I'm Nana Hinesley, and today I have the pleasure of introducing to you Mr. Tyler Klosterman. Tyler works in a doctor's office, and he has a lot of involvement with not only pharmaceutical drugs, but pharmaceutical reps. I am an executive in residence at Cal State San Marcos, and what that means is that I coach students on how to get a job when they graduate from college, and we work on all the essentials that you need to have. Just the other day, one of my students said to me she wants to be a pharmaceutical rep. And I thought, oh, perfect. I know just the man you need to speak to because he's one of the guys who you have to get past as a pharmaceutical rep in order to see the doctor. So, with that, I'd like to introduce you, Tyler. And Tyler, just tell us who you work for and what you do.
Sure. My name's Tyler, and I work for Dr. Mark Philaday, and I also assist psychiatrist Dennis Kramer. Um, I work for the Amen Clinics. It's a mental health facility we do SPECT scans, and we have functional medicine doctors as well. So people who do hormone replacement therapy, anti-aging, kind of like that. So it's a mix of psychiatry and functional medicine. And I assist both of them by scheduling their meetings, kind of acting as a liaison between the reps and them. I
Oh.
walk patients through their treatment plans. I educate them on supplements and market the supplements for the brand, Dr. Amen's brand. So that's pretty much what I do there. And I've been doing this for 2.5 years, and it's been a great learning experience here.
So, tell me a little bit about the pharmaceutical drugs that you deal with and what's involved with having the position that you have.
Definitely. So pharmaceutical drugs, we deal with antidepressants, stimulants for ADHD, anti-anxiety drugs, as well as hormones like thyroid hormones, testosterone, progesterone, estradiol. That's generally what we prescribe here at this clinic.
So essentially, you have various reps that come in and present those drugs to you.
Yes, I do. The most recent rep was a rep bringing different type of thyroid medication. We would normally prescribe Armor Thyroid, which is it's a blend of T4 and T3. And this rep presented a new formula. It's called NP Thyroid, and it has a different ratio of T3 and T4 than Armor. And so far, our patients have been loving it. So he's been dropping off plenty of samples, and we've been pushing it. I can send off those samples when patients need like a prior authorization completed for insurance reasons. You cover them, temporarily until we're able to get that squared away. So that was the most recent.
So would you say that the difference between you and a pharmaceutical rep is the fact that, yes, the pharmaceutical rep is very well versed in the drug itself, but you have the advantage of also knowing what the patient's reactions are to those drugs. Is that fair?
That's totally fair. That's
Yeah.
correct. And I'm kind of like, I'm the first barrier to the rep getting to the doctor, because oftentimes they'll call the clinic, say, hey, I've heard of Dr. Mark Philaday. I saw him on Google. I see that he prescribes this drug. I'd like to talk to him. So I'm kind of like, I can screen who sees the doctor. I know which techniques the reps will use that will work
Yeah.
to get to the doctor. And they do deploy a lot of tactics like some just cold call a lot. The best way is to make friends with the staff, especially the front desk, because that is ultimately the first barrier. Then they'll get to me.
Mhm.
And it's always nice when they bring food for the staff. That's a great way to get to the doctor.
Food works. I see. Okay. So, in terms of staying up to date with these pharmaceutical drugs, how do you stay up to date?
So the reps send us. I work. I have laboratory reps and pharmaceutical reps. They'll send me informationals, emails. They'll give us a call when something news is breaking through. For example, we had this one rep. They were calling. It hasn't been released yet, but it's a schizophrenic drug, and it's different from your typical antipsychotics that they prescribe for schizophrenia. This one works on the muscarinic receptors, and the muscarinic receptors. There's a mushroom out there. It's called Amanita muscaria, and the Vikings used to take it before they go into battle. Kind of makes them drunk and hallucinate a bit.
Yeah.
So the schizophrenia drug is the antithesis to that mushroom. It's an antagonist of the muscarinic receptors. There's promising research showing that it has great success in trials with patients with schizophrenia and schizoaffective disorder. So I'm excited for that one to come out in 2025, and we can see how it's been working.
You seem like you were so enthusiastic about pharmaceutical drugs. Where did you get your start in pharmacology?
Right. My mom, she was a microbiology major, but ever since I was growing up, we have, my friends would all make jokes. There's always like 60 bottles of supplements. And she used to teach me about these supplements when I was young, and she called them power ups. and I take my vitamins, my probiotics, my amino acids, all that good stuff, omegas. So that kind of sparked my interest in supplements, but it wasn't until college. I took a psychopharmacology class. It was the only class where I scored over 100%. I was really interested in everything that professor had to say. It really, yeah, I would say that's what sparked my interest the most was that class at Cal State San Marcos, actually.
So you're very well versed then on the drugs that you're currently working with.
Yeah, I also I was going into nursing, so I took a bunch of prerequisite classes like organic chemistry, physiology, anatomy, microbiology. So that
Wow.
also helped with my biological knowledge of, brain receptors, synapses, all that. And of course, being a psych major at Cal State. Uh,
Ah, no wonder.
yeah.
So do you also get involved with machinery or testing or any of that kind of thing?
Yeah, we deploy a lot of test kits for patients. We have reps for ZRT. It's a company that sells saliva hormone test kits. And what we use that for is cortisol testing. We have a patient, they spit into a tube, 4 tubes at different points of the day, right when they wake up, at lunchtime, in the afternoon, and then right before bed. And we kind of see their cortisol spike. It shows if a patient has anxiety issues or stress problems because your cortisol is supposed to spike in the morning and then just taper off when you go to sleep.
Go straight down.
Course, the people that come to our clinic, they're seeking help and their cortisol levels are all out of whack.
I
We
see.
also do comprehensive stool analysis kits. So we're always in communication with companies like Doctors Data, Genova Diagnostics for their comprehensive stool tests and any updates they may have. We also run hair metals test kits to see if you have mercury or lead poisoning, which can affect your mental processes, especially memory. Lead and mercury, high levels of lead and mercury are known to cause memory issues in patients.
Wow. So you kind of you know a lot about a lot of things, a lot about drugs, about the testing kits, about the doctor's offices, right?
Well, like I said, Nana, I've learned a lot here at this company. I've actually, I didn't think I was going to learn this much, but it's been great. It's a great experience.
That's just
I like it.
tremendous. So if you have any advice for the people who want to become a pharmaceutical rep, what would that be?
Yeah. First and foremost, I noticed that the successful pharmaceutical reps, it's not about sales tactics. The first thing they need to nail is to be likable, to be someone that if someone saw them, they'd be like, I don't want to be that person's friend. They're great in conversation. They smile at me. They made me feel this way.
Ah,
That would be the first thing. Second thing is some pharmaceutical reps that don't succeed, they ignore the staff. They go straight for the doctor. I need a meeting with the doctor. They look at the rest of us like, oh, you don't have a PhD. I don't
I
need to
see.
speak with you.
I
It's the
see.
ones who make friends at the front desk. They charm us. They offer food, and then we can tell the doctor, "Hey, I really like Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith, he's been coming in a few times, and he's bringing us food. And I'd really love if you can. He's bringing testosterone, and I know we prescribe cypionate, so he's got an alternate ester to his testosterone. I think you should learn about this." Doctor say, "Okay, I got 30 minutes for him."
Wow, very good. Well, you're amazing. I'm really impressed with your knowledge and your enthusiasm for what you do. So if it's okay, I'd like to give your number out to a couple of the students who may want to pursue your career or become a pharmaceutical rep if they
Definitely,
get time to pick their brain or let them pick your brain.
of course, I'd love that.
Okay. All right. Well, Tyler, thank you so very much for talking with me, and hopefully we will help a few more people with their careers.
All right, sounds good, Nana. Nice talking to
Take
you too.
care. Yeah.